So today we'll continue the sheet metal. In yesterday's portion, we saw how do we decide the punch size, how do we decide the die size. Okay, now let us see how much force is required in the punching operation. How much force is required in the punching operation? So, what was happening in punching operation? We had a die and whichever. Okay, so yesterday we were in middle of calculating the punching force. So let's calculate the punching force. This punching force I am taking as F max. This is a maximum value of force. We can reduce this force. How we can reduce this force? I'll show you later. But as of now I am taking this as maximum punching force. And this will be the ultimate shear strength of the material into the area on which the shear is occurring. The shear is occurring on which area? The shear is occurring on the walls. The shear is occurring on the walls of the material that has been cut. The shear is occurring on the wall of the material that has been cut. Okay. So, for a circle, let's suppose this is the top view. We are making a circle. We are making a circle here. And if you look at it from the side, this is the thickness of the circle. Okay. So total in which area the shear force has acted? The shear force has acted on this area, right? So it is pi dt, tau u into pi dt, right? What is pi d? Pi d is the circumference of the circle. What do you understand by circumference? Circumference is the perimeter of the circle. Circumference is the perimeter of the circle. So this is for a circle. What if you are cutting a rectangle? What if you are cutting a rectangle? It will be tau u into perimeter into thickness. Here P is the perimeter. P is the perimeter. It is equal to 2 times of A plus B for the rectangle. And if you are just cutting a straight line, the perimeter will be equal to the length of the straight line. If you are just cutting a straight line, the perimeter will be equal to the length of the straight line. Okay, so please write this down. Have you copied this? If you have copied the whatever has been written on the board, please try this question. This is a GATE 2014 question. A rectangular hole of size 100 mm by 50 mm is to be made on a 5 mm thick sheet of steel having ultimate tensile strength and shear strength of 500 megapascal and 300 megapascal respectively. The hole is made by punching process. Neglect the effect of clearance. The punching force in kilonewton is 450 kilonewton. Very good. So question is, a rectangular hole of size 100 mm by 50 mm is to be made on a 5 mm thick sheet of steel having ultimate tensile strength and shear strength. The hole is made by punching process. The punching force in kilonewton is. So they are making a rectangular hole. One side is 100 mm. And it is having some thickness. How much thickness? It is being made on a plate of thickness 5 mm. It is being made on a plate of thickness 5 mm. So tau u into perimeter into thickness. So tau u is given as 300 megapascal. 300 into perimeter. Perimeter is 2 into 100 plus 50. Into the thickness is 5. So 300 into 2 into 150 is 300 into 5. So it is 90,000 into 5, 450,000 Newton. So it is 450 kilonewton. It is 450 kilonewton. Okay. Try this question. In a sheet metal of 2 mm thickness, a hole of 10 mm diameter needs to be punched. the yield strength in tension of the sheet metal is 100 megapascal and its ultimate shear strength is 80 megapascal. The force required to punch the hole is. What is the answer for this question? Right, 5402 is the right answer. Let's try this question. So question is, in a sheet metal of 2 mm thickness, a hole of 100 mm diameter needs to be punched. Okay, so it is punching force F max into tau u into pi dt for a circle. Tau u is given as 80 megapascal into pi into d, diameter is 10, into the thickness is 2. 800 into 2. This is for mechanical only. So this question is for mechanical only. Okay. 5.024. Now let us see how much work is required in the punching operation. How much work is required? See, if you know the force, work done will be force into distance. So how much distance the punch has to move, that will be the work done in the punching operation. Now many times students think, so work done will simply be equal to F max into thickness, because thickness is the length of the hole that we are making. So punch will have to move the entire length, but it is not like that. What happens is, the punch enters only a certain portion of the hole. Just by entering a certain portion, the cracks are formed and the cracks propagate. So it is not necessary that entire length it has to enter. Okay? It has to enter just a fraction of the thickness. Understood? So work done is equal to F max into KT. F max into KT. Here K is a fraction. It is called as penetration to thickness ratio. Penetration to thickness ratio. Okay. So let's proceed. Let's suppose this is a sheet metal and I want to make a hole in this. I want to make a hole on this. So I am using a punch like this. Okay, I am using a punch. It is perfectly straight. Okay, it is bending. I am trying to make a hole like this. So there are two cases. In one case, I am trying to make the hole along with the cap, when the cap is on. And in the second case, I am trying to make the hole when there is no cap. Okay, so first case is with cap, second case is without cap. So in which case I require less force? Please tell me in which case I require less force? Without cap, right? Without cap I require less force. Similarly, if you want to reduce the punching force, you'll make the punch conical in shape. You can even make the die conical in shape. You can make the die also conical in shape. See, earlier the die was like this. You can make the die, and on this you can keep the workpiece. So making punch or die conical, is called as providing shear. Okay. Now what happens is, when you have made the punch conical, the blank will deform. It won't be straight. Okay, it will bend. So if blank is the useful component, then you won't provide the provision on the punch. You won't provide the shear on the punch. You will provide the shear on the die. And similarly, if the hole is a useful component, you will provide the shear on the punch. So for punching operation, the shear will be provided on the punch, and for blanking operation, the shear will be provided on the die. Okay. Now Anurag is asking, a conical shape will require less force. Is there any reason or is it an observation? Anurag, the reason is that here what is happening is the material is trying to cut all the points simultaneously. When it is conical, it is just cutting at individual points. Therefore, it will require less force. It is just applying the pressure at individual points. Therefore, it will require less force. Okay. Therefore, this one was called as maximum force. And if you want to reduce the maximum force, you will provide shear. Okay. So please write down, to reduce the force required in punching operation. To reduce the force required in punching operation. The punch or the die will be made conical. The punch or the die will be made conical. This is called as provision of shear. In punching operation, the shear will be provided on the punch. And in blanking operation, the shear will be provided on the die. Now what happens is, with or without shear, the work done remains constant. See, earlier this was the work done. It is what? Without shear. Work done is equal to F into KT plus I. Earlier the punch was moving a distance of KT. Now it will move KT plus I distance. Okay. So this is the work done with shear. Now what I am saying is, the work done without shear will be equal to the work done with shear. Why? Because work done is what? Work done is nothing but the energy that you are supplying for breakage of bonds. In both the cases, same amount of bonds are going to be broken. Therefore, the work done will remain same in both the cases. Okay. So, by equating the work done equations, you will calculate the value of F. Saurabh, I is the amount of shear. How much conical you have made? See, earlier it was flat. Earlier the punch was flat. Now you have made it conical, and I is the distance by which you have made it conical. Unit will be mm. Okay. Please write down a question. This GATE PI 2004 question. The question is, a hole of 40 mm diameter Wait. Saurav is asking me to dictate the reason. Okay, please write down. The work done with shear will be equal to the work done without shear. Because work done is nothing but the energy required for breakage of bonds. for breakage of bonds. Work done is nothing but the energy required for breakage of bonds. And since in both the cases, same amount of material is being cut, same amount of material is being cut, the work done remains constant. Okay. Please write down the question. Now Vishal is asking why F and F max in them. Here we are taking maximum force. We are considering this as a maximum force. Vishal, this has already been covered in the class. I don't know where you were, but F max is the maximum force. Okay, I'm just taking that as maximum force. Now what I'm saying is by providing shear, the force will reduce. Okay, it is just like when you are trying to make the hole with a conical portion, and when you are trying to make without a conical portion. When you are trying to make the hole with a conical portion, you will require less force, right? So with the provision of shear, I am taking the force simply as F. Okay, so here you can see F max into KT. F max into KT is divided by KT plus I. So this value is greater than KT. KT plus I will be greater than KT, and hence F will be less than F max. Therefore, I am simply taking it as F. Okay. How will you be able to blank a circle? It does not matter. Unless the circumference of the punch is a circle, you will be able to make a circle. Till the time the circumference of the punch is circular, you will be able to make a circle. Okay. Please write down a question. A hole of 40 mm diameter is pierced in a steel sheet of 4 mm thickness without shear on the tool. The shear strength of the steel is 400 Newton per mm square, and the penetration is 25%. What is the percentage reduction in load? If a shear of 1 mm is provided on the punch. What is the percentage reduction in load? Okay, so you can have a look here. Load without shear will be F max, right? Load with shear, how do we get? By equating the work done. So work done was F into KT plus I. It is equal to F max into KT. Now K, here they have given the penetration is 25%. It means K becomes 0.25. Right? 25%. Penetration is 25%. 25% of what? It is 25% of thickness. So what I told K was penetration by thickness ratio. So it is 25%, that is 0.25. That's why I have taken K as 0.25 into the thickness 4 divided by KT, again 0.25 into 4 plus I. The shear they have mentioned as 1 mm. So it is F max by 2. Okay. Hence there will be 50% reduction. Now there is a question visible on the secondary screen. Please try this question. Please try this question. There are two parts to this question. Okay, both the parts were for 2 marks each. So total 4 marks question is this. In a shear cutting operation, a sheet of 5 mm thickness is cut along a length of 200 mm. The cutting blade is 400 mm long and zero shear is provided on the edge. The ultimate shear strength of the sheet is 100 megapascal. Penetration to thickness ratio is 0.2. Neglect friction. The work done is. What is the work done? A is the right answer. Okay. So in first part of the question you have to find the work done. I am moving to the second part of the question. Whoever has solved the first part, please go through the second part. This is the tricky part. Try this. Fx into kT. Tau u is mentioned as 100. Length of the line is 200. And the thickness of the plate is 5 mm. 100 kilonewton. This 100 kilonewton. Work done is 100 kilonewton into kT. K is 0.2. Thickness is 5. And this entire thing divided by 1000. Right? Because this 5 is in mm, this mm I need to convert it to meter. Okay? 100. This 100 was kilonewtons, right? The kilo of 100 kilonewton and this 1000 will get cancelled. So what I'll get is 100 into 1, 100 joule. Okay? So one of you had a doubt, sir, this length we have to take as 200 or 400. Obviously you will have to take it as 200 because the length of cut is 200 only. Okay, and you will apply the shear force on the length of cut only. Tell me the answer for the second part. Okay, what is 200 mm? Let's suppose there is a long plate. Over there is a tool. This tool is of the length 400 mm, and in the question it is mentioned as they are cutting a length of 200 mm. That is, if you look at this plate from the top, a 200 mm length is cut on this. A 200 mm length, just a straight line is cut. It is having a length of 200 mm. Try this. See, they are asking for the force along with shear. That is, they are asking the value of F. It is what? Work done upon kT plus I. The work done was 100 joule. kT is how much? 0.2 into the thickness. 0.2 into 5 plus shear they are saying is provided as how much? 20 mm. So it is 100 by 21. It will give you the answer approximately as 5. But this is wrong. Why it is wrong? See guys, the trick of this question was they have provided the 20 mm shear. On the 400 mm long punch, on the 400 mm long cutter. Okay, but are we using the entire 400 mm? For cutting 200 mm, we are not going to use entire 400. We are going to use only 200 mm, right? For cutting a length of 200 mm, we are not going to use the entire 400 mm length of the cutter. We are going to use only 200 mm length of the cutter, right? So, in 200 mm, how much shear will be provided? How much shear will be provided? If in 400 mm 20 mm shear is given, so in 200 mm 10 mm shear will be there. Okay, in 200 mm 10 mm shear will be there. So therefore the shear becomes 10 here. So it is 11, and it will give you the answer approximately as 10. It will give you the answer approximately as 10 kilonewton. This is 11 mm. So divide by 1000. This 1000 will go up, and this will give you 10 kilonewton. Yeah, shear they have provided way too much. Generally, large shear is not provided. Okay, guys. Providing shear is also doing what? It is also making the punch or the die more and more conical, right? So in a way, it is also reducing the strength. That is why generally we don't go for very high shears. We don't go for very high shear. Okay. Okay, Daniel is asking, sir, please tell why work done is same. Danish, what I am saying is, in both the cases, with or without shear, you are breaking these bonds, the bond between the blank and the workpiece, right? In both the cases, you are breaking the same amount of bond, right? And what is work done? Work done in a way is the energy. Why is the energy required? Energy is required for breaking the bonds, right? So in both the cases, you are breaking the same number of bonds, same amount of bonds. That's why the work done is same. Okay. Please write down. Next, please write down. As the value of shear increases on punch or the die, as the value of shear increases on punch or the die, they become more and more conical. And hence their strength decreases. Therefore, provision of very large amount of shear is not recommended. Therefore, provision of very large amount of shear is not recommended, and hence generally the shear is limited to the plate thickness. Okay, and hence the shear generally is limited to the plate thickness. Okay, let us see the minimum hole size that can be produced in a punching operation. Okay, let's suppose this is a sheet metal and this is a punch. So you are applying some force. For making the hole, right? You are applying some force for making the hole. So that force was equal to what? That force we have taken as F max. It was equal to tau u into pi dt. Since here we are talking about a hole, I am simply taking it as pi dt. Now what happens is, according to Newton's third law, every action has equal and opposite reaction, right? So the same force will be applied by the workpiece onto the punch also. This is the force applied by, because of Newton's third law. According to Newton's third law, same force will be applied onto the punch. Okay. So because of this force, now this force is acting on the punch. Let us say this is inducing stress sigma. This is inducing stress sigma on the punch. Sigma C is induced on the punch. Because of this, stress sigma C is induced on the punch. Now sigma C I am using because when the punch is applying the force, the workpiece will be applying what? Compressive stress. The workpiece will be applying compressive stress on the punch. That's why I am using sigma C. Now, it is applying compressive stress on the entire area. If I take a bigger punch, let's say this is a bigger punch. Okay, I am applying the force like this. The sigma C is acting on the entire area of the punch. Right? So what is this area? Pi by 4 d square. This pi by 4 d square. So we can equate tau u into pi dt will be equal to sigma C into pi by 4 d square. Sigma C into pi by 4 d square. The pi will get cancelled. D will get cancelled. Sigma C is equal to 4 times of tau u into T by D. Into T by D. Right? Now, if this diameter is reducing, it means you are trying to make a hole of smaller diameter. If you are trying to make a hole of smaller diameter, the value of sigma C will increase. The value of sigma C will increase. Now, and if sigma C becomes greater than the allowable compressive strength, if sigma C becomes greater than the allowable compressive strength of the punch will fail. The punch will fail. Right? The punch will fail. Sigma, hence D minimum, that is the medium size of the hole that can be made, is equal to 4 times of tau u into T upon sigma C allowable. This is the minimum diameter of hole that can be made in a punching operation. Sigma C is the allowable compressive strength of the punch. Sigma C is the allowable compressive strength of the punch. Okay, please write that. I don't have any space. Otherwise. Okay, understood? Okay, so please write down a question. Please write down a question. This was asked for GATE 1990. This was asked for GATE 1990. Okay. Calculate the smallest punch diameter. Calculate the smallest punch diameter. Calculate the smallest punch diameter that can be designed. That can be designed for piercing sheet metal strip with the following data. The crushing strength of the punch material is 1500 megapascal. Thickness of the sheet is 2 mm. Factor of safety is 3. The shear strength of sheet metal is 500 megapascal. The shear strength of the sheet metal is 500 megapascal. Tell me the smallest punch diameter. Tell me the D minimum. Anurag is saying 8 mm. 8 is an option, but let me check. Most probably that will be right. Yes, 8 mm is the right answer. D minimum is 4 times tau u into T by sigma C allowable. Sigma C allowable is what? Sigma C allowable is crushing strength divided by factor of safety. Crushing strength divided by factor of safety is 500 megapascal. So D minimum becomes, the shear strength is already given as 500. D minimum is 4 into 500 by 500. Numerator I need the thickness also. The thickness is 2 mm. The thickness is 2 mm. 500 get cancelled. The final answer is 8 mm. Next is scrap strip layout. Let us suppose you want to make a blank of this size. You are having some factory, you are having some industry, and in that industry you regularly require a blank of this size. Okay, so you have yourself installed a punch and die assembly so that you can have a blank of this size. Okay, now will you, if you require this size blank, will you buy exactly this size blank? Will you buy exactly this size blank? You will buy a slightly bigger blank. You will buy a slightly bigger blank because there are chances that the edges may get damaged. There are chances that the edges may get damaged at the time of transportation. Okay, so you'll take a bigger blank. You'll buy a bigger roll. In fact, the sheet metal generally comes in rolls. You'll buy a bigger roll, and throughout the roll, by using your punch and die assembly, you'll keep cutting the required size of the blank. You'll keep cutting the required size of the blank. How much bigger size you require? How much bigger size you require? This is what we are going to deal in this topic. Okay. This portion, this is called as scrap bridge. This is called as scrap bridge. This is called as front scrap, and this is called as back scrap. Okay. Generally, all these values are taken equal. Generally, all these values are taken equal. Just to give you an idea, I am writing the values of A. Well, it is not needed for the exam. A is equal to 0.8 mm for thickness less than 0.8 mm. A is equal to the thickness for thickness greater than, for thickness 0.8 mm to 3.2 mm, and A is equal to 3.2. Okay, no need to memorize this. No need to memorize this. Let us suppose this is the width of the required blank. This is the height of the required blank. This is the height of the required blank. So what is going to happen is, you will have a feed distance. You will have a feed distance. What is a feed distance is, when you are performing the operation, see, first you have cut a blank. Now the punch is going back. When the punch is going back, the workpiece will move forward. Okay, and again the punch will come down, and again the workpiece will come forward. Again the punch will come down. Again the workpiece will move forward. Okay, so the distance by which the workpiece is moving forward is called as the feed. The distance by which the workpiece is moving forward is called as the feed. Okay. Now let us see how much percentage of metal is utilized. Percentage utilization. See, out of the entire feed, only this much area we used. So, what is the useful area? How do you find the useful area? In terms of W, A, H, what is the useful area? Can anyone tell me? The useful area will be W into H. Useful area will be W into H, right? So it is W into H. In the feed region, what is the total area? W plus A, the total area is W plus A into H plus 2A. W plus A into H plus 2A. Since same feed is going to be repeated, even just by calculating the percentage utilization in one feed, we can get the percentage utilization for the entire length, right? Same feed is going to be repeated every time. Please write down what is feed, what is the feed, what is the meaning of the feed. Feed is the distance traveled by sheet. Feed is the distance traveled by sheet. Feed is the distance traveled by the sheet. During written stroke of the punch. 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 Okay. Did you understand this? So try this question. The question present on the secondary screen. The percentage scrap in a sheet metal blanking operation of a continuous strip of sheet metal as shown in the figure is. What is the correct answer? Okay. So I'll try this question now. Yes. No, that is not percentage utilization. First, have a look. What is the feed in this case? If you look at the previous diagram, the feed I have taken as the end of one blank. The end of one blank, that is the feed that I had taken. So similarly, here also feed I am taking as end of this blank. So how much is this distance? It is D plus D by 5. D plus D by 5. What is this total distance? D plus 2D by 5. See, I'll show you percentage utilization. How much area you are using? Pi by 4D square. Pi by 4D square. What is the total area? What is the total area? D plus D by 5 into D plus 2D by 5 into 100. Pi by 4 D square capital D it is. So pi by 4 D square upon 5 D plus D 6D, 5D plus 2D 7D. So it is 6D into 7D into 25. DD will get cancelled. 25 pi by 4 into 6 7s are 42 into 100. Is it right? Have I made any mistake? So 46.74%. 46.74%. This is the percentage utilization. This is the percentage utilization. And in the question they have asked the percentage scrap. How much material you are going to throw. If you are going to utilize 46.74%, then how much you are going to throw? Percentage scrap is equal to 100 minus 46.74, 53.25%. 53.25%.